Some individuals use sex as a reward or punishment to achieve their desired outcomes in relationships. For instance, they might withhold intimacy as a form of control. Avoidance strategy. In relationships, ensure that intimacy is based on mutual desire and consent, not used as a bargaining chip. Communicate openly about expectations and boundaries regarding physical intimacy.
Why would I lay down for someone who won't stand up for me is something that Julia Fox said when she was talking about her multiple year celibacy. People date people with opposing political views all the time. Me and my current partner have very different political views. I don't know in what world you could open your legs for somebody who doesn't agree that you have the right to your own body. This idea that we can have intimate, close connections and be emotionally saturated with people who go against our best interest and how we have access to the world is wildly strange and will never not be weird. It makes me think about my own parents, where my mother would vote Democrat and my father would vote Republican, and they would always giggle, "Oh, we'll cancel each other out at the ballot box." What? Being in close relationship with someone who sees the world very different from you can be a threat to your own existence. If you see someone as needing help and they see someone as a threat, how in the world are you ever going to come to common ground and have actual resolution, not only in your own relationship, but in your outer communities? People want to say that it's not that serious, and it is always that serious. Your politics are rooted in your morals and in your values, and if your morals and your values don't align with your partner, then what are you connecting on? It's just giving very surface level. Oftentimes, I think people choose companionship over actually being alone and standing on what they believe to be true about the world in terms of their morals and their values. They'd rather not create conflict, and if that means being in proximity to somebody who sees the world in a very detrimental way to their existence, they'll do it.
There was a time when I thought using intimacy as a way to get my way was just part of the give and take in relationships. Some of us are using sexual bargaining, implying that physical affection will be withheld unless our partner votes for our candidate. It's an attempt to manipulate through physical intimacy, making it conditional. But this is a dangerous game. Using intimacy as a form of control turns what should be an expression of love into a negotiation. It creates an unhealthy power dynamic where physical closeness becomes a transaction rather than a genuine connection. Over time, this tactic diminishes trust and erodes the relationship's foundation.
Stop using sex as a manipulation tool against your partner because you think that's the only way to get your way. It's not. It's actually really toxic, and it separates you in the relationship and makes you feel like sex is a weapon when it's actually supposed to be a symbolism of love or fun or pleasure, but not punishment. Please stop.
Have you ever used intimacy as leverage in your relationship? It's tempting to think it's harmless, but it distorts the meaning of closeness and connection. Voting is a deeply personal act and should never be tied to physical or emotional conditions. True love and respect allow space for freedom, even when we don't agree. Bargaining intimacy or affection in the context of politics is a manipulative tactic that undermines the true meaning of a loving and intimate relationship. By using physical affection as a bargaining chip, the coercer is essentially treating their partner as a means to an end, rather than a genuine connection. This can create a toxic power dynamic in the relationship where one holds all the control and the other is left feeling pressured and manipulated. Furthermore, this type of behavior can also have damaging effects on the individual's self-esteem and self-worth. The constant bargaining of affection for political gain can make the individual feel like their love and affection is not valued for its own sake, but rather as a tool for manipulation. It can also create feelings of guilt and resentment, as an individual may feel like they are being forced to choose between their personal beliefs and their relationship. Overall, bargaining intimacy or affection in the context of politics is a harmful and unhealthy way of exerting control and should not be tolerated in any relationship. Are you tired of seeing manipulation and coercing the vote instead of truth and integrity? It's time to take a stand. It's time to reclaim the power of choice and the freedom to vote based on your values, not out of fear, guilt, or pressure. If you're ready to activate your gift of discernment and build the courage to see through manipulation, I challenge you to join my 7-day Got Discernment challenge. In this challenge, we'll uncover the tactics used to control and coerce. And I'll equip you with the tools to confidently make decisions that align with your convictions, free from manipulation. But that's not all. Dive even deeper with my must-read resources, Discernment for Dummies and Deceivers, the guidebook. This book will guide you step by step through the process of identifying deception and empowering yourself to make informed, courageous choices in all areas of your life. So are you ready to break free from the chains of manipulation and become the discerning, empowered person you were meant to be? Click the link to join the challenge, grab your books, and start the journey today. Let's build a future where your voice is your own, your vote is your power, and your life is aligned with your truth.
Let's activate.